Let's get it, y'all. Y'all already know who it is. It's G's Destiny coming back to y'all with another one. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna keep dropping these joints for y'all. So let's get them subscribes up, them likes up, even them dislikes. You can put your dislike if you want to too. I'm rocking with that too. But other than that, let's get back into it, y'all. I'm about to cover this story, Saya Dill. We about to see what's literally going on. Because the mom and dad seem suspect to me, y'all. But I just found this video, so we going to watch this video together, y'all. And we going to go piece by piece and see what's up. Because to tell you the truth, the mom and dad seem suspect to me.
I do cover trending topics and viral stories. This story just so happens to be tragic. Let's take a look.
Tonight, the mother of Saya Deal is speaking out as she mourns the loss of her young daughter. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on 8 News Now at 5. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Denise Valdez. The 21-month-old girl was found unresponsive inside of a car Monday afternoon on 8th Street in Owens. Her father said that he locked the keys in the car with her but refused to break a window to get her out. 8 News Now reporter Kate Houston is live tonight from the Clark County Detention Center where Saya's father is still being held.
Yes, Saya's mother, Mariah Coleman, tells me that she saw Saya just hours before her death on Monday. Coleman tells me that the loss of her daughter has left her broken and she just wants answers.
I'm numb. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed.
Mariah Coleman grieving the loss of her daughter Saya. Coleman shared these photos of Saya, describing her as a sweet little girl who adored her family, saying she'll never get that back.
My baby smiled. The way she turned up the room. How she danced, how she laughed. How she always wanted to play in my hair when she seen me.
You coming in, baby? You coming in? Coleman tells me Sydney Deal did not have full custody of their daughter, contrary to what Deal's family has said. Now she's waiting on Deal to contact her with an explanation of why he didn't break into the car.
I just want to know why her dad wouldn't be a regular dad and bust out the windows and do what he had to do as a parent. Like, it's not making sense to me at all.
On Tuesday, Coleman gathered with family and friends to mourn the loss of Saya. They lit candles, placed flowers, and released balloons.
I come from a strong community, a strong family. It was awesome. I loved it. I just felt like I was loved. But it's not going to bring my baby back at all.
Okay, so this story, again, is really tragic. This 1-year-old dies in a hot car after her father refused to let cops break the window. So that was the mother that we just...
That is tragic. That shit is really such a shame now that you think about it. Like, I know a lot of kids done had accidents in cars and stuff and did what they did and passed away from these, like, fucking dysfunctional fucking parents and forgetful fucking parents. But this man right here literally locked his keys in the car and had this baby in his car. Nigga, why didn't you bust this window open? Why didn't you just fucking get the fucking door open? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You just can't leave a baby stuck in a damn car and your keys stuck in the car. Like, what if this baby was like one of them damn kids from 2020? These kids think everything is funny. They would have locked that damn door, been running around in that car, playing, laughing, touching the steering wheel, grabbing the keys. We all know how kids is these days. These kids is already classic. These kids be doing the most. What if she was one of them type of kids? Like, anything could have fucking happened. But let's just keep it going, y'all. And the mom, it's like, why didn't she? I know that's not my business. Because it's like, bitch, where your kids at? But it's like, why didn't his mom have custody of this little girl? All right, the dad had full custody, but she just had seen her daughter earlier that day. So at the end of the day, like, how was y'all conversation? Did y'all argue? Was y'all cool? Was y'all cordial? Like, how was the little girl's state of mind? How was y'all state of mind? What led up to this little girl getting to the point where as though that the mom released this situation and just let it go and let the dad pull off and the dad got this planning in his fucking mind. Like, stuff like this is planned. I wonder what happened before this incident happened with the mom and the dad. Or the dad just was like, you know what? I don't even give a fuck. Shorty cool. I don't even know. But I can't see a real man sitting there and letting something like this happen to their child. A little boy, let alone a little girl.
got finished looking at right there. This is the father's mugshot. Just look at him, okay? Now, the mother did not have full custody. The father did. And although the father was arrested, he was released after posting $20,000 bond yesterday. So the 1-year-old who passed away Monday afternoon after being locked in the car, and Central Las Vegas. Her name was Sayah Deal. Now, the father, this man here on the screen, he was arrested on Monday on child abuse charges after police interviewed his brother and girlfriend who tried to help in getting his daughter out of the car. This is all according to a police report. So the police were flagged down around 3:30 p.m., where the father rejected their offers to break the window or call a tow truck or locksmith, and he said he just needed to call his brother. Now, the brother told the police.
Now, this nigga right here. This nigga right here, y'all. Words can't even fucking explain what I'm about to say. This nigga refused the cops. He refused a tow truck. He refused a locksmith. Mind you, his brother and his girlfriend is right there trying to help him open his door. But he refused the cops' help. Why would the fucking cops even pull off? After they got flagged down and seen this little girl inside this car and decided it was okay for the father to reject their offer of help and just pulled away. Like, this shit just really got my back just started hurting. It's like, I feel something was a burden to him. Y'all, I told y'all I'm very spiritual. I have a spiritual page too. And when I see things like this, like, I can tap into my intuition, and my intuition and my symptoms be strong. Like, sometimes I can't take it, but just now, all right, y'all, it feel like I'm short of breath. And there's a lot on my back, like the weight is on my shoulder. Like, it feel heavy. So maybe something was a burden to him. Or something was a burden to the situation and he just wanted to get rid of it. But whatever the case may be, you should have just gave that little girl up, gave it to a family member who cared, or gave it to her mother. Especially if y'all was in court and the mom had an opportunity to do something, to have this type of custody over her daughter or lose custody over her daughter. The mom had to do something. But I know if I'm the mom and I had the money to go to court and be able to get in front of a court for my sons, it'd be a fucking wrap. So it's just like, it wasn't a lot of fighting or anything in the situation. I feel as though that they feel like this little girl was a burden. Yep, I think it was a burden on their relationship, the reason why everything even happened in the first place. Yep, that's how I just felt. I just felt short of breath and I felt burdened. But I just still can't comprehend that the cops let this man refuse a fucking offer and pulled away, and this little girl was stuck inside this car. Now y'all tell me what type of fucking justice and cops is this?
That the father called and asked for their mother's insurance information after locking his keys in the car, but said the air conditioner was still running so the infant would be fine. What? So at this point, he's pretty adamant about protecting the car, and the cops are alleging that they saw the child breathing. So when the brother arrived, he told police he immediately took his shirt off and wrapped it around his knuckles and was ready to punch the window. This is the brother in addition to the cops. And again, the father stopped him and said he wanted to wait for a tow truck. Now, he also insisted that no one damaged his new vehicle, saying he didn't have enough money. He had just bought the car, and he didn't have the funds to get the repair taken care of should they bust the window. So that is, and this is him and the baby right here.
A normal nigga would have been like, man, fuck that. Like, yo, I know my baby father would have punched that bitch, kicked that bitch. Like, he would have got in that bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we niggas. Like, we from the hood. We know how to get the fuck into a car. Talking about he didn't have the money to fix the fucking repairs. So the fucking car is more important than your little girl life. So you mean to tell me this car is more important than your daughter's life? If you ain't had the money to fix the repairs, you shouldn't be driving that bitch. That's like when you got a fucking drug habit, nigga. If you can't afford it, motherfucker, you shouldn't be doing it. Nigga, if you can't afford that car, you shouldn't be driving it. You got the game all the way fucked up, yo. This is really sad, confusing, and out of control for me because the cops should have broke that motherfucker in.
So the girlfriend told police that she spent 23 minutes on hold with a locksmith, but that the father didn't like the price that the locksmith gave, so he denied having the locksmith come out to do the doors.
I'm done.
Now this stuff, I have all the details here in this video of everything that's taken place so far. Okay, so after about an hour, police officers smashed the window and took the child out, but her body was in rigor mortis, the arrest report said. Okay, so according to the arrest report,
her body was in rigor mortis state. Like, are you serious? This girl body was sitting for hours in that fucking car. And you know how little kids be in cars and be in the car seat and shit and just be looking up at you? She probably was just looking up at them like, what the fuck is y'all out there doing? If y'all don't get me out this car, why is everybody around this car and ain't nobody getting me out this motherfucker? Even the people that I'm supposed to be seeing on TV is the police, and these people are supposed to be protecting and serving me. I know what the police is. Why the hell is my dad and everybody standing out here and ain't nobody helping me and getting me out this motherfucking car? Rigor mortis and set in. Yo, that shit shut out. That shit is such a shame.
Dale told police he thought the child was fine because the AC was on, but admitted that she stopped moving on the floor of the back seat, which he believed to have meant that she had went to sleep.
Wait a minute. Why the fuck was she on the floor in the back seat? Why wasn't she in a car seat or a booster seat? What in the fuck? See, all this is not adding up. And if this is what the police are saying, and this is what the police report is saying, why didn't the police step in and take matters in their own hands and get that child out that car? It's more to this story. I'm short out of breath. I don't know why.
Now, my whole thing is, first of all, she stopped moving on the floor of the back seat, so you assume that she was playing. That doesn't even sound right. It really doesn't. So a police spokesman said, the dad said the air conditioner was on and the kid was playing, and when officers arrived, they saw that she was breathing. But when the officers got concerned for the child's well-being, they then broke the window. So again, he posted bond and he's due back in court on December the 3rd, and everyone is asking. Now, we're waiting on the autopsy for the official cause of death, allegedly. And this is a question that everyone is asking. Is it a tragic accident or negligence? His mother's on the news saying it was an accident. He would never do anything like this to his daughter. So that is the question that everyone's asking. But here's some additional information that I found. So CPS has been called on them before. So according to this report, Child Protective Services received 5 reports of abuse.
Didn't I just say that? I just said I was short of breath and it felt like it was a burden. Like something was like weighing on my back, like something like it was a weight against the shoulder. Like it's a lot. It's a lot more to the story that's just going on. You know what I mean? It was a lot happening before this incident even occurred. You feel what I'm saying? It's more to this story. What happened to that little girl? That little girl was a burden to them. They went through a lot with that little girl.
Regarding the family of the toddler dating back to 2018, CPS received 3 allegations of neglect in July and September 2018, 1 allegation January 2019, and a final allegation of abuse in June 2020. Although all of these allegations were found unsubstantiated, the fact that Child Protective Services was called for child abuse or neglect claims is just very telling in and of itself. And for legal purposes, I just want to throw this disclaimer out there. All things in this video are alleged and according to reports, and I do have a copyright disclaimer in full effect. But this is all crazy regarding this story. Now, I did some additional digging. Although they're saying that we're waiting on the official autopsy to give us the cause of death, I found the aunt's Facebook page, the aunt of this young girl that lost her life. Because it's just pretty weird that they're saying between 23 minutes and an hour that this baby, this infant, this 1-year-old was trapped in this car.
Yep.
That the child was already in rigor mortis by the time they did bust the window open. Something's just not right with that. It's only common sense. But as I said, I did find the aunt's Facebook page. And what she's saying is, we got these results back. He strangled my niece. This is what the aunt is saying. And I blurred out her name and I did actually go.
Oh my God, didn't I just say that? The aunt just said that he strangled her niece. There we go again. I just said I was short of breath. I can't make this shit up if I tried, y'all. Y'all watching this shit right with me. Listen, I can't make this shit up. I felt short of breath, and I felt like a fucking burden. I felt like a burden. Yep, I feel like a burden. I can't make this shit up. I'm telling y'all, it's tearing that little girl ass up. But it was because the things that them two was going through. And the things that they was going through, by having that little girl, it became a more burden and a strain in that relationship. And it became more toxic and more fucking dangerous. That little girl had danger all around her from the get-go. Poor baby.
On her Facebook page, this isn't just a screenshot that I found somewhere online. This is really this young girl's aunt. So, and they're still having the vigils as recent as 4 hours ago. I checked her page right before I went live. They're having another vigil today, or at least they did earlier today. 4 hours ago, she said that they were out, and she dropped the address. Okay, so this is what word on the street is from the family members, is that he strangled the girl, and he put that baby in the car, and purposely locked her in the car and wouldn't allow anybody to break the window because he wanted it to look like an accident instead of a strangulation.
Yep.
Now, the reason as to why he strangled the baby, we don't know. But again, this is what the aunt is saying has happened. Okay, so this story is just, it's mind-boggling. It's out of control. And here's what I think. Okay. Sayah Deal was 21 months old, this little girl. She did not deserve that. That's the very first thing I'm going to say. Now, the cops should have broke the window any damn way. Why didn't they break the window? And this is exactly why we need police reform. And I was talking about this in yesterday's video as well, with the other baby, Malia Bates, who was 2 years old and lost her life due to some parents that weren't really capable of taking care of a child. The mother, namely, in that case. But back to this story, though, this is why we need police reform. Okay, now, black baby died, allegedly, okay? If we're not going with what we've already heard prematurely from the aunt, this black baby died while the cops stood there and watched, all because the father here is, what, a cheapskate? And again, the fact that they didn't break the window, they're placing, what, money over life? It's something, it's not making sense. And especially if this was a cover-up, they should have been bust that window open regardless of what he said. And they would have known from jump that the baby had been in rigor mortis mode instead of playing this stupid game of, oh, we were out there for, between 30 minutes and an hour. Bodies don't just go into rigor mortis mode that quick.
Exactly.
So that's already not making sense.
Exactly.
And as I said yesterday, the police need better policies and procedures as it pertains to responding to catastrophes. They do.
Exactly.
And again, this is the reason why we need this police reform. It's either defund it, as I was stating yesterday, or dismantle it altogether and reconstruct it, because it doesn't work. Between the police department and the justice system, there's so many broken pieces. Matter of fact, the whole machine is broken. It's just out of order. It's like McDonald's ice cream machine. It just never works. So they're responsible for so many black lives that we've lost count.
Yes.
We've lost count, and we barely have room to remember any new names that ultimately.
And that shit is real red. And there's so many people out there that we still didn't really put out there, or really recognize or really what's going on in our black community, where these police is not following protocol. When situations like this, it should be out of the people's hands. When situations is like this, parents, I don't give a fuck who they are, even if it's another police officer as themselves. When situations like this, you have to take matters in your own hand and do what you have to do in these people's safety and matters of time, especially children. You feel what I'm saying? You know how many black lives and black children have been dying, and these police are really literally accountable for situations like this? Like, this shit is so fucking sad. The police need to be accountable for this shit. That not only should that dad have been in jail without bond until they found out literally what the fuck happened, them police should be on suspension leave until they get the whole investigation and everything that's going on about what happened to this little girl and why police didn't follow protocol, or get a higher up involved in this situation to take matters in their own hands and bust this fucking window and get that little girl out. And what you mean? They said they saw her breathing so that everything was okay. No, fuck that. Did y'all see her eyes open? Did y'all see her even move the whole time she was in this fucking vehicle? Then they're going to say that she was moving on the ground. Who seen that? The cops, or just the dad said that? But why wasn't she in the car seat or booster seat? Yo, I'm really confused about the story. But let's just keep on going. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to stop doing it. But let's just get through this. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because y'all know it's already going to have to be a part 2. Let's get it.
End up becoming hashtags. It's like we're out of mental and emotional storage for the genocide of our people, truthfully.
Exactly.
So, again, the father is accountable here. But are the cops not to blame at all for just standing there and watching this baby, quote unquote, die?
Exactly.
Or doing something sooner? Now, the father of this child he's cheap as hell. And he needs money, clearly, right? If we're going with whatever we heard before we heard from the mom. But it's clear that he also needs some mental stability as well. Even if we're running with his story that doesn't even make sense. The math ain't math, and 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2. Ain't nobody gonna be in rigor mortis mode after 30 or so minutes.
Facts.
Okay? And if the AC was on, then again, they saying she was in a hot car, but the AC was on. We didn't hear anything like, oh, the car ran out of gas literally while anyone was standing there. So that story just isn't making sense. So what, the AC was on and it was a hot car? How was it a hot car if the AC was on?
Yep.
Again, the math ain't math in here.
Yep.
So we've got to stop denying the fact that mental health is an issue.
Yep.
Whether what the father said was accurate with the baby passing in that car and him not wanting to break that window, or whether he strangled this baby, this 21-month-old child. We have got to stop denying the fact that mental health is an issue. This is another thing I was talking about in yesterday's video with Malia Bass. That video was linked down below in the description box if you want to check that out right after this. So the mental health is definitely an issue, but what's the protocol to save a life, right? That's the question for the cops. And what's the protocol when you witness your own child in a life or death situation? And that's a question for any and every parent that's willing to do something stupid.
And that's facts. Like, what would you do if that child was yours? Just like I said, what would you do if that child was yours? It should be certain protocols you should take. That brother and that girlfriend and everybody should have took matters in their own hands and got that little girl out that car regardless what that father said. That's what I'm saying. And that girlfriend need to get a polygraph test, and that bitch need to be investigated, and that bitch need to be questioned. You on the damn phone with the locksmith people for 23 minutes. So from 23 minutes, from him denying all this help, you on the phone with the locksmith, he waiting for his so-called tow truck, your brother sitting there trying to bust the window open, but you told him no because you ain't got the money to afford it. The cops sitting there all fucking stupid. Everybody fucking just sitting here dumb and lost found it. I'm lost for words, man. Let's keep it going.
And gross and disgusting and foul enough as to inflict harm upon their own child or put them in a situation where they ain't here no more. That's a real question.
It's
clear that your mental health is not intact. If you'll sit there and watch your child dying knowing there was something you could have done to help save them.
Yep, she was a burden to them though.
Period.
I feel a burden.
You know, this is another reason. Some people just don't deserve to be
and
parents.
Out of breath.
I mean, look at this man's mugshot. Just look at it.
Yep.
You know, mental health evaluations should be mandatory for both parents at the time of birth. That's just my opinion. I was saying that yesterday.
Thank you.
They should be mandatory. And at least every 5 years.
What I just say? Them two was damaged before that little girl was even born. Them two was already damaged and out of control.
After that, and even that's not enough, truthfully. You know, we need to start making sure that parents are stable enough to have these kids. Exactly. Children should not be put in harm's way when they are with their parents. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So
to the mother of this poor child that gained her wings far too early at 1 year old, to the mother of this 21-month-old baby, sayah, I hope that she heals, and I hope that she finds peace and a way to sleep at night. And that's whether she had full custody or not. She doesn't deserve this type of pain. Period. You know, these are some really unfortunate situations. And like I was saying in yesterday's video, you can drop your...
And I know I'm not judging no mom. I'm not judging nobody because I'm a mom. And my kids are with their grandparents. But I'm just saying, fuck no. I know they say keep prayers out there for the mom and what she got to go through and everything. But the thing about it is, I don't really feel... I know a lot of people grieve differently. Just like Kanika Jenkins' mom. I think she should have grieved differently. But everybody grieve differently. Some people don't cry and boo-hoo and go crazy and get depressed and lose their damn mind, get on drugs and really space the fuck out. Some people get through it differently. But at the same time, both the father and the mom know the situation what led up to that little girl's death. And they both played part in that little girl's death. Because whatever they had going on with CPS and everything being called and everything that led up to this little girl's death that day, they both caused it. I just had to fucking take my breath again. Like, I'm out of breath, y'all. I'm short out of breath. And my back is hunched over. It's like, the world is on my shoulders. Like, I got a lot of weight on my shoulder. My body is weighing down. Alright, y'all. I'm trying to get through this video, y'all. I'm trying, y'all. Come on.
Kid off at any fire station. You can. You can drop your kid off at any fire station. And I had someone leave a comment that says something like, oh, yeah, right, social services will be there waiting as soon as I get back. I'm on my way to go drop my kid off now. Listen, this ain't the time to be a smart aleck. We're talking about the loss of human life, and we're talking about our own people at that.
How about that?
Okay, so when I say you can drop your kid off at any firehouse, this isn't a daycare service. There is no pickup. Okay, so you can drop your kid off at any firehouse without being questioned. And this is about saving an endangered child's life. If someone's anticipating harm coming a child or a baby's way, there is a such thing as safe haven laws, aka baby Moses laws, aka safe surrender laws. And there are also abandoned infant newborn protection acts as well. These things exist. So let me just give you a little information, since you went with the assumption that when I'm telling you if something's off or if you're not feeling okay, or, you know, when we all have mental health issues, it's a matter of how we handle it. If you're feeling off or you're feeling like you're going to inflict pain on your own child or any child that's around you, take them to the nearest fire station. It is an option. And these are some resources that we have, and we can exercise these rights instead of killing people who could grow up to make so much positive change in the world. Innocent life. Okay, so the safe haven laws, also called safe surrender laws, they allow a parent to surrender their baby to someone at a designated location, which is a fire station, without the fear of being charged with abandonment. Now, when it comes to the Abandoned Infant Newborn Protection Act, it requires that every fire station must accept a relinquished newborn infant in accordance with the law. After the relinquishment of a newborn infant, fire station personnel must arrange for the transportation of the infant to the nearest hospital. Okay, so, and these laws differ and they vary from state to state, but they do exist and it is universal. There is help if you are thinking about inflicting harm on a child because something's going on. And everything, you may not have all the pieces in your head and you may really be thrown, but if you know enough that a child is in harm, if you feel that in your gut, regardless of what trip you may be on, however loopy you feel, whatever spell you may be under, you know when you're about to hurt somebody. Take that baby to the nearest fire station, like I said. Okay, so 3,500 newborns have been surrendered through these safe haven laws across the nation since this measure first took effect in 1999 in Texas. And then there have been more than 1,400 that have been found abandoned since then. So this isn't a senseless resource or something that is imaginary and doesn't exist. It's real and it saved lives because there are clearly a lot of people that have used it, but almost about half people didn't use it, and we've lost 1,400 babies. So there are more resources and options out here than you think. And it is okay to say that you need help.
Yes.
It's okay to receive help. So it's important for you to be able to read up and know what these...
The only reason why I'm letting this play right here, y'all, because if anybody watching this video and if y'all going through things like this and you feeling like this, like, reach out to these places, do what you need to do to protect yourself and get yourself help, but also protect and save lives of these babies and these people that you want to harm out there. And if you can't take it, if you need help, get help. And let these children be in a safe place and let somebody take care of them that will love them and do what they need to do until you get yourself together. Like, please, like if anybody need to hear this message, like, leave these children alone and also leave yourself alone. Don't harm yourself. Get help. There's always help out there. Only thing you got to do is open up your mouth and ask. Ask and you shall receive. And that's facts, man.
Resources are, especially because one of the things that really set us back as a people and as a nation, and thanks to everybody that's watching live right now, is the lack of resources, the lack of knowledge. These are some of the things that we miss, and this is the reason why we act the way that we act within our own communities. But that's a whole nother conversation. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that down below. Let me grab this comment off the screen, and let's go ahead and change the subject. Let's just lighten the mood a little bit, because this is just, you know, this is heavy. Again, I gave y'all this trigger warning, and oops, my bad. This right here on the screen is just it's just proof that police think that the Second Amendment only applies to white people. But anyway, let's go ahead and change the subject. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Take a look at this. Who y'all think stole this car?
The lights are on and the key's still in the ignition, but the driver may be long gone.
I just bought the car. Don't have insurance yet. I haven't even got it fully recognized.
All right, y'all. So here go the police report. Let's see what they got to say.
For joining live on TV, Apple TV, or wherever you're streaming us right now. I'm Todd Quinones. Trisha has the night off. Well, tonight, a tragedy by all accounts. A toddler died after being left inside a hot car, but two very different stories are now emerging. One from police and one from the little girl's family. And 13 Action News reporter Jeremy Chen right now is live at the Regional Justice Center with what happened in court and also what his family is now saying. Jeremy.
Yeah, Todd, it was quite a brief hearing here at the Regional Justice Center. His family did appear, however...
From his girlfriend. When he went back to the car door was locked. That's when he started trying to get into the car. A cop was rolling.
My bad, y'all. Let me go back. My bad. I touched the damn screen. All right, here we go.
So joining us live on TV, Apple TV, or wherever you're streaming us right now, I'm Todd Quinones. Trisha has the night off. Well, tonight, a tragedy by all accounts. A toddler died after being left inside a hot car, but two very different stories are now emerging. One from police and one from the little girl's family. And 13 Action News reporter Jeremy Chen right now is live at the Regional Justice Center with what happened in...
Burden just popped up in my head again. She was a burden, man. I ain't gonna change my answer.
Todd, it was quite a brief hearing here at the Regional Justice Center. His family did appear. However, Sidney Deal himself did not appear due to what they're calling a medical refusal. However, his family was very emotional and was there to support him.
My son is not what they trying to make him out to be. Anybody that really know him know this.
On top of sadness, there's anger and frustration from the family of 27-year-old Sidney Deal. He was arrested after his 1-year-old daughter, Sayah, was found dead inside his car Monday. Metro Police says the death was likely heat-related.
Now I'm looking, and now I see the picture of this baby, because the picture that they showed. So was she this baby, or was she that little girl playing in her mom's hair when she passed away? Obviously, she was that little girl that was playing in her mom's hair when she passed away. But this lady just gonna sit here and say, my son wasn't like that. He wouldn't did nothing like that. So why didn't he break in that damn car and get that little girl and save her life? This is crazy. This is just like another fucking black mom. One of them motherfucking people who was in denial that their fucking son got issues. And it was issues before this all led up to what happened. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people always want to be in denial when shit happened, when you know you could have been the person that stopped it.
Coming to get his phone from his girlfriend. When he went back to the car door was locked. That's when he started trying to get into the car. A cop was rolling past. He flagged the cop down.
Metro Police says after an officer was flagged down, the officer offered to help by breaking the window of the car, but says Deal refused, not wanting to damage his new car. He instead called his brother for help. A few minutes later, they did break the window and pulled Sayah out. Officers say they could not revive her. Deal told officers the car was running and the air was blowing in the car and thought his daughter was doing okay. He was arrested for child abuse and negligence after investigators believe Sayah was in the car for more than an hour. Deal's mother disputes the charges.
My son was not negligent with the way he handled it. It was not that he cared more about the car. He thought his daughter was in air. In air. In air.
Prosecutors say they may seek additional charges as this case continues to develop.
This is my heart right now. I love my son. He already battling losing his daughter. His first daughter.
Now, Deal is being held on...
I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that, and I'm not feeling sorry for none of that. If he's feeling the loss of his daughter, he should have did anything in his power to get that little girl out that motherfucking car. And that's point blank, period. There's no turning around there or changing that. And I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath, like, my body is, like, shaking and shit. Like, yo, this shit is retarded. This shit is really irritating me. That little girl needed help. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't breathe.
$50,000 bail after a motion to release him was denied by the judge due to his previous criminal history. His next hearing is scheduled for Thursday.
Thank you.
Chen, 13 Action News.
Thank you.
Right now, there's no guarantee.
Thank you. Got his ass on out of here. Deny that shit. He need to be held accountable for that little girl's death, and so do them cops. So do that damn sister. I mean the brother and the damn girlfriend. Cause y'all and the cops, y'all all shoulda did whatever y'all had to do in y'all power to save that little girl's life. It's no way. It's no way. There's no way. But y'all, we about to get into it. I'm about to see what else I can find on this case and see what any updates or anything that's going on. We about to definitely get into it, y'all. Rest in peace to this little girl, and God rest her soul. And let justice be served. And with that being said, I'm out, y'all. This G's Destiny. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get this shit popping, y'all.